Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. So today I have an easy install for you guys. It's gonna be the screen rotating bracket, and just for full transparency, I'm not sponsored by Test Studio. I'm just showing you the product. So this is the mount that I ended up getting, and then as you can see from the description here, so it's a better improved material from the past two versions, which is version 1 and 2. And then with that being said, with the price itself, I didn't pay 170. I think I got a promotional code from like a different YouTuber, and then it brought down the price to almost 125. So now here's the product, and I'm gonna show you how to install the product, because even with the instruction that came with the product, they only had the instruction for the version 2, and it kind of gave me a hard time to install the product. It was not really complicated. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say probably it was like a 6 out of 10, just because the instruction, they were very off. So I'm going to show you step by step how to properly install the mount, and yeah, so let's get into it. So I want to measure the factory height for the screen. So from the center console to the screen, it's about 7.5 inches. And also from the dashboard all the way to the screen, it's about 3 inches. This is going to be all the tools that you're going to need. And this is the temperature sensor cover plate. This is the bracket that's going to hold the screen, which would allow you to rotate the screen, all of that fun stuff. This is the housing that's going to be attached to the dash. And this is the piece that attaches to the back of your screen. Now, for the next step, you want to make sure that the car is fully powered off. So we're gonna navigate to your settings, go down to safety, and then scroll all the way down and then hit power off. And then also make sure that through the entire process you don't hit your brake pedal or open any doors, because that's gonna turn the car back on. Alright, now with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the install. So first up, you're gonna pull off the temperature housing bracket, and I've seen most people, they do disconnect the temperature sensor, but you really don't have to do that. Just go ahead and unscrew the temperature sensor from the housing itself and just kind of let it sit there. Alright, so now that is off, we'll go ahead and put that to the side. This is the factory housing. Let's go ahead and unscrew the factory bolt for the screen, so that way we could go ahead and remove the screen from the actual factory bracket. Now, when you are pulling the screen, don't pull too hard. Kind of wiggle the screen out of the bracket, because it is still attached. So you don't want to pull too hard, because that could cause some damage to your screen. Pretty much this is the back of the screen. So as you can see, there are 2 screws from the side, one from the left and one from the right, and you want to go ahead and unscrew those 2 screws. It's gonna let loose the housing bracket that was attached to the back of the screen. And once you do that, the housing that was attached to the back of the screen is gonna come loose, and then you would be able to remove that from the back of the screen. I still have the screen sitting on the foam piece, just so I could make sure that I'm not damaging the screen. So just be careful and take your time with that process here. And with this one, you're kind of like open up the little white housing bracket. You pop off the clip and then you wiggle this one out. It does take some time, so be patient and don't force it out. Just be patient. Eventually it's gonna come out. Now I'm taking the actual bracket, I'm putting it back onto the car. The housing that's gonna be attached to the dash, I'm fishing the housing through the cable and making sure that it's gonna be mounted onto the dash. Perfect, so it's sitting nice in there. So now you put the first screw back in, then eventually you do the other side and you tighten up the screws. And just so you can kind of have a better view. Now once that's done, let's go ahead and make sure that they're fully tightening, because I want the screen to be on there pretty safe, strong and sturdy. So make sure that the screws are fully tight. Now before you put the housing onto the back of the screen, we'll go ahead and put this one in first. And then the little white bracket that was securing the connection, so we're gonna go ahead and just slide this one down, and then it should just clip in. You don't have to force it or anything. The housing bracket for the screen, we're gonna go ahead and get that mounted back onto the screen, and grab your 2 screws and screw those back in. And then now I'm gonna grab the screen. I'm gonna sit it onto the bracket so I could make sure that it's gonna be sitting nice. And then this is how it looks from the top. And as you can see, it lines up perfectly nice. Alright, and so now I'm gonna go at the bottom of the screen, and then I'm gonna use the 2 screws that came with your kit, and I'm gonna insert them back into the original spot. Once you're done with that, now with the temperature sensor, you're gonna get the housing that came from your kit, and then you're gonna screw it back onto the new housing. It's pretty straightforward. And once you're done, you just clip it back in. It should slide in pretty easily. Yes, it is normal for you to see that gap. I'm debating. I'm probably gonna find a way to 3D print something to cover that entire gap, because I feel like it's not really necessary, but that's probably gonna be for another video. For right now, once you're done, this is exactly how it's gonna look like in your car. Now, just for testing, I'm able to still get a full view of my phone when it's like charging. This is me rotating the screen to the right, now to the left, onward, and then downwards, and again you get that full 40-degree field of view. So that's just how it's gonna look like. And now I'm gonna set it to my desired position. This is how I like it, so I'm gonna leave it like that, and when I put it in reverse, I get a better view. And then if I were to go ahead and put it back in park, so this is how we're looking. Now, I felt like I lost about half of an inch, but that's perfectly fine, because that view, it's way better than the factory view that I had in the car. And this is me getting into the car just so that way you could see exactly how it looks like. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I do appreciate you for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see y'all on the next one.